Ladies and gentlemen, we are in front of the biggest update that we've had in Forex Tester Online because finally futures has arrived. Now you can backtest futures in your Forex Tester Online terminal. And we didn't just do it in a basic way, we did it in the most accurate way possible. So you literally feel like you are trading in the real market. And to find them, it's really simple. Once you're in your dashboard, you just need to go to new project. And when you select your symbols, as you know, we've got crypto and Forex, and now we have CME Futures. If we click in plus, we'll be able to see the futures that we have right now available, like crude oil, the S&P 500, gold, micro Bitcoin, micro E-mini S&P 500, and many others and more that are going to be added in the future. But it doesn't only come with these future data that's going to be completely free in your Forex Tester Online purchase. We as well have added some indicators that we'll see further on in the video. And let's go through everything so you can actually understand that we took our time to bring the futures because we wanted to make it as accurate as possible. And the first thing is we have back adjusted the contracts because, as you know, in futures the contracts change. And this is basically the major problem of this when we want to bring it into a backtesting platform, is basically that it's when we change from one contract to the other, it doesn't mean that the price is going to remain on the same level. And what happens here, that if we don't adjust this, then basically there's going to be moving averages that cross suddenly from top to bottom, trend lines that don't make any sense, and many other things that can fuck our technical analysis completely, because at the end of the day it'll be all over the place. And here's the thing, that most platforms don't do this. They basically just stitch together these gaps between one contract and the other, and these actual stitches don't really exist. In Forex Tester Online, we wanted to take this serious because obviously many of our traders trade in futures and they want the most excellent product possible, and that's why we have done it for you. And the second point that most traders don't even realize is the actual settlement price, because the daily future candles don't actually close at the last traded price. Instead, the CME actually reports an official settlement price, which is used for the P&L calculation, said reports, and the margin calculations. And here's the thing, if we would only use the last traded price, then most of the times the daily candles are going to be inaccurate. If we go to an actually weekly or monthly chart, we won't be able to see an accurate price action. And obviously all this matters, especially in futures. Another strong point that most backtesting platforms don't offer is a real futures order execution, because at the end of the day, Forex and future work completely different. First of all, in futures, everything happens in a centralized way. And when you open a trade, it goes to the last traded price. Meanwhile, in Forex, we're always going to be depending on the bid and the ask. And the sad part of this is that, like I said, most of the actual backtesting platforms just include Forex and future in the same model. And obviously that in terms of development is a lot easier, but when we come to the actual final product, the actual opening trades is not going to be at all accurate as it should be, and this can lead to basically fake backtests. And let's have a quick look to the indicators, because as you know, in futures the volume is real volume because everything is centralized, and as well we've added a really famous indicator, that is the footprint. We come to indicators and we search for footprint. We have the order flow footprint, and this is completely amazing because we can actually backtest these footprints here, seeing the actual delta, seeing the total, and this will give us a lot of information to actually take our trades and to backtest in a correct way. And the only way of doing this is by having real CME futures data, and that is exactly what Forex Tester has got. And a lot of people might think that maybe this isn't so important, but it is really important to have the official CME data, because at the end of the day, if we pick, let's say, a data that isn't official in your backtest, can be a really good trading strategy, but when you actually take it to the real futures, then it will probably start losing. And this is why it matters so much of having the official tick data from the CME, because at the end of the day, what really matters is your time, and we don't want you to waste time on a backtest that is giving you fake results. And to make it even more realistic, as you know, in futures, you can't leave a trade open forever like you can do in Forex, so you can leave it open for months and months and months. In futures, when a contract comes to the end, you need to close that trade and open another trade on the next contract if you want to continue with that actual trade. And obviously we wanted to replicate this in Forex Tester Online so you get the most realistic simulation possible, and obviously so you can take it more seriously, because at the end of the day, closing one trade and opening another one obviously can impact in your backtest. And if you just leave it open for 4-5-6 months, then that is not going to be at all realistic. And to finish off as well, we have changed completely the lot size functionality, because as you know, in Forex you can open a 0.01 lot size, 0.05, 1.5 lots and all that. But obviously in futures we can only open contracts, and this can be 1 contract, 2 contracts, 3 contracts, not 1.5 contract. And you'll be able to see this when we actually open a new trade. You'll be able to see, obviously it says lot size, but it means contract. And here you've got 1, or you can add 2, or you can add 3, or you can add 4. So basically you can't just add a 4.5, you can write it down, but when you actually place the order, it's not going to let you. As you see, it corrected itself. You put 4.5, you're going to get a 5 contract size. And this is obviously important because a lot of platforms just basically put a normal lot size that you got in Forex. But in Forex Tester Online, we want to make things as most realistic and serious as possible. And that's why we have implemented it this way. And stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, because obviously we are going to get more and more updates on the futures trading, because at the end of the day, for us, it's really important that all of you had a complete professional backtesting platform. We have taken some time to actually include it because we wanted to make sure that everything was as realistic as possible. So you can expect many more indicators based on volume, like volume profile, big trades, and all these cool indicators that we love in the futures community. And they will be available completely for free in Forex Tester Online with your subscription. And I'd love to know your opinion back down in the comments. Many of you have been in the beta test and you've actually tried this out. I'd love to know your opinion back down in the comments, and when you try this functionality out outside of the beta as well, drop me a comment down below and tell us what can we improve and what can we add so you feel more comfortable. And as always, my name is Jack. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.